everybody, especially in the um, Lent family on Facebook group. We made it to Dubai. Now we are here in Dubai.
Thank you.
Okay.
We just wanted to share some information and share the process of getting all the documents, and Isa will share what the interview process was like at the airport.
Let's talk first about in getting CFO, because we all know that it is one of the requirements. We need to provide CFO certificate, even though we're just a tourist.
Yeah, there's an online application that you fill out. You just fill in all of your information, and then you'll be assigned a case manager who will be working with you to get all of the documents. They'll clarify, like, okay, if you send me all these documents, then I can grant you the CFO.
Right.
So our caseworker, was it 9 items I wanted?
Yeah, hold on. Before that, it's like, I went over to interview telecounseling, CFO telecounseling. And then after that interview, is like the CFO officer who assigned to me is like, she's really nice. And then she just asked a few questions about our relationship, about my fiance's, like what's his name, what's his address in the United States, what's his phone number, if he is married or not, something like that, like those questions that you can answer. And then just a few questions, and then she told me about what's the importance of getting CFO or having a telecounseling, like that. And then after the telecounseling session, she sent me 9 documents, which is the first document. We have a list. The first document that we need to provide is Sinomar, which is from me, to prove like I am eligible to marry with my fiance. It's like I'm not married before, or I'm totally single. And then the second.
Oh, how did you get it?
Huh?
How did you get the Cinemar?
Oh yeah. How did I get the Sinomar? Okay, I went over to the nearest city hall in Makati. Since that time, the PSA office in Makati City Hall, it's closed due to COVID. And then I searched where's the nearest city hall nearby, and then I saw Pasig City Hall. They are open. And then I'm glad I went over there, and then I asked if I could able to get it from there, but I asked the guard how to get the Sinomar, and then he said I just need to scan the QR code, and then I just do that. But I thought I will get that Sinomar during that day, but I need to book an appointment. And then in booking the appointment, it's successful, and then I get the appointment the day after that day. Is it the day after that day?
The next day?
Yeah, I get the appointment after the next day, which is I've never expected this, like the Makati City Hall, they are open na. Yay! So the result, I get the Sinomar in Makati City Hall, because the PSA office is open already. Okay, fast forward, I get my Sinomar certificate. Yeah. Okay, the second.
Yeah, that was mine that I had to get. The second document was proof that I was single. I guess just because we're meeting each other and we're engaged, they wanted to make sure it's legitimate. So I live in the United States. I live in Wisconsin. I reached out to the embassy because I thought maybe they would be able to certify it. They directed me to the Department of Health in Wisconsin. And then I contacted the Vital Records office. That's who can give you the document. And I was able to make an appointment there. I think 2 or 3 days later, they could give the document to me. Otherwise, they could have mailed it, but that would have taken weeks. So I just decided, no, it's better just to go get it in person. And yeah, that was a pretty easy process. You'll just have to look up where your Vital Records office is for your state, and then they can look through the records and make sure you haven't been married.
Right.
Okay, 3.
And then the third documents that the CFO wanted us to complete, to provide is pictures of us together. Or, or proof of relationship, like screenshots, messages, chat logs, and video calls like that. Since we have that, we have those.
Yeah, that was easy.
Yeah, I already have it since I'm preparing to with our K1 interview. Yeah, it's easy since I have it all those documents already. And then the fourth documents that she's asking is our round trip ticket together. And then the fifth one is hotel accommodation. The sixth one is ITR or itinerary of travel, or the declaration of undertaking of travel for CFO, which is provided by me.
Okay, so the 7th document was an affidavit of support. Just because ICE is not working right now, they wanted to make sure that pretty much no matter what happened, or no matter what happened on our trip, that she would be taken care of and able to return back to the Philippines. So I just wrote up a document saying I would take legal responsibility, financial responsibility for ensuring that would happen. And then there's no official form, so you can look up samples online, or you can write your own. You'll have to get it notarized, and then the CFO directed me to go to the consulate for the Philippines in my area. I reached out to them and they told me no, that wasn't the right thing. Instead, I should bring the notarized document or mail it to the Secretary of State of the current state I was residing in. So that was Wisconsin in my case. And yeah, I just FedExed that to them. And I think 2 or 3 days I got it back. And the term of it is apostilled, so it's like a giant golden stamp they'll put on a separate piece of paper and then sign it, which means the Philippines now accepts the document. So that's the right way to do the affidavit of support. So when the affidavit of support is fully verified through the Secretary of State, they'll attach a sheet to the front of the document, and then they'll use the seal, and they'll seal it half and half. So it'll prove that the front document that they attached is verified to be verifying the affidavit behind it. So that's how the whole system works. So you'll just have to work through your Secretary of State's office.
So the 8th document that she's asking from us is since I am still a student, she asked from me about proof of being a student, like valid ID or study loan or TOR. Yeah. And then the 9th document, it is the bank statement from me. Yes.
Yeah, just from the CFO, it was clear to me they were worried maybe she wouldn't have enough money to buy a plane ticket, because the plane ticket was originally purchased in my name. So if I did a refund or if I tried to cancel it, there could be a problem. So I just sent her enough money that they wouldn't really question whether or not she could afford to buy a plane ticket home. So, maybe just that minimum level just to ease the concern of the immigration officers.
Yeah, I just went over to my bank to ask the bank statement of account, and then they just give it to me, and then I just asked 3 months. Yeah, after we completed documents, so the CFO officer sent us a link where to pay, and then I select Bayad Center because there are just two options, Bayad Center or GCash, through GCash. I select Bayad Center. And then after the same day, um, it's included in the email last, like after you completed the payment, you need to send that proof of payment, and then my visa, and then my passport photocopy, like that. And then after I completed that document, I think about 2 hours, and then they sent me the temporary certificate already. Just a quick process after the completion of those documents.
Yeah, we prepared pretty much a hard copy of every document that we had collected or thought might even help us, because we didn't want any chance that immigration could offboard Isa on our trip.
So I bought a clear book. So this is how it looks like.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So the document that we prepared is letter of declaration of undertaking of travel for CFO, my passport photocopy, my passport stamp when Rose and I visit Taiwan for vacation way back in 2019, and then Rose passport stamp whenever he visited me in the Philippines, and then when we visit in Taiwan, and then Rose driver's license photocopy, his purchase of authorization,
Which was just a copy of my credit card that I used to buy the plane ticket for her. We bought it through Emirates just because they had a really easy way to get a tourist visa. Just a recommendation to use PayPal. It pretty much makes the airline not care that it wasn't bought by ISA because they don't have the risk of a chargeback. So that's just my advice for that.
and then Rose PCR test registration in the US. We provided it that too, if in case they ask it. And then our hotel booking in Dubai, and then my flight ticket round trip, of course, and then Rose too, flight ticket, my visa.
Which we got through Emirates. You can, once you have a ticket, a round trip ticket, you could just go on their website and fill out a couple just standard documents, submit some supporting documents, and they'll just grant the visa within a day or two. It's pretty easy.
But you need to provide those documents that they're asking.
Yeah, I think there were 4 or 5 documents they wanted, including proof that I could pay for the trip. So some of the documents will come from whoever's financially supporting the trip.
Okay. My travel and health insurance, which is covered COVID-19. And then, Rose travel and health insurance too. My birth certificate, and then remittances. My schedule from school, because I'm still a student, as I said. We have K1 pending application. We provided that too, in case
Right.
they ask for it. And then supporting documents.
I can read these. So they wanted a decent amount of financial proof, just that I could afford to pay, that it was a reasonable expense. So they wanted all of my trucking financial records for the last 3 months. So I own a trucking company. They wanted to know my income. They wanted my personal checking and business checking for the last 3 months before the flight. The affidavit of guarantee of support that we talked about earlier. Oh yeah, CFO certificate, which we got. The PCR test results. What else?
In BC.
Oh, just the current status of where our K1 was processing. And then some investment accounts as well, including my tax return. They wanted that information.
So yeah, that's the document that we prepared in order for us to get through immigration. And okay, let's head over to immigration interview. Here's the questions and requirements that the immigration officer asked from me. The first IO questions. He is a male. He asked first he asked can I have your passport and then your plane ticket, and then I hand it over to him, and then he asked also my negative PCR test. I have a list here. And then my visa, my papers. Yeah, he looked it individually. And then he just asked me a few questions like what's my work, and then since I'm still a student, I'm like, I'm still a student, sir. And then he asked me where I am studying. I'm like, I mentioned the school that I went to. And then yeah, he asked me about when is my finals and my exams, like that. Yeah, about school related. Okay, my second IO experience, he gave me a form, and then I just fill it out, and then he said, come after you filled out that form. And then yeah, after that, the document that he asked to me is my passport, of course, my plane ticket, and then my Ross plane ticket and his passport stamp, and whenever he visited me in the Philippines, my visa, my negative PCR test, our hotel accommodation here in Dubai, and then our round trip ticket for both of us. And then okay, the question that he asked from me was, what's my work? And then I'm like, sir, I'm a student. And then how many of us in the family? What's the name of the petitioner? How old he is? What's his nationality? Why do you want to go to Dubai? And what's your purpose of your travel? And then he asked also is like, when is our final in school or at school? He asked also about how much money that I brought, and then how many days you're planning to stay in Dubai, and who is the person sponsoring in your trip. And then of course I told like my fiance. And then yeah, after that interview, he asked me to go to the third IO officer. And then yeah, she's a female. She just asked me a few questions like my passport. She just asked a few requirements like my passport, my plane ticket, and then she encoded it in the computer. And then she just asked a few questions like, where am I going and what's my purpose of my trip. And then after that, she requested me to return to the first IO officer to get my plane ticket. And then yeah, I went over there, and then yeah, the first eye officer that who interviewed me a while ago, he gave me my plane ticket, and then yeah, he said good luck, have a safe travel, like that. Okay, the final checkpoint, finally, yay, I made it. Okay, it's a male, and then he said, do you have a CFO? I'm like, yes sir. And then yeah, I showed it to him, and then yeah, that's it. And then yeah, he
Let you fly.
he let me fly. He let me go through the immigration checkpoint, and then yes, we're here in Dubai. Then yeah, we finally together after a long distance of, I mean, after 18 months of being apart together, we made it. We decided to make a video so that we can, maybe this is helpful to those couple who are planning to go here in Dubai to reunite with their fiance or boyfriend, like that.
Yeah, if you have any questions or you want a copy of like any of the documents or just any kind of advice on how to help in the process, it's like we used people who traveled before us as a big resource. So just comment on YouTube or comment on Facebook, and we'll hopefully be able to help you out.
So yeah, thank you Lind Family on Facebook. Because of that group, it helps us a lot. Like we could able to meet each other here in Dubai. So we wanted to thank you all, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Now we're finally together. Yay!
Yep.
Don't give up hope, okay? I hope you can be able to meet your other half too soon. Fighting! Fighting!
All right, well,
I hope this video is helpful and informative at the same time. Bye!
bye.